You're live.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Action for Assange Vigil. My name is Misty Winston. I am joined today by my co-hosts Andrew Smith and Steve Poikinen. And as always, we have Sleepy Josh on the ones and twos. Today, unfortunately, our guest had to cancel last minute. We were going to have Juan Passarelli on. We're very sad that he's not able to make it, but he had a family emergency, so we wish him well with that. And before we get into the show, which we'll probably just be talking about some news today since we are San's guest, I do want to run through the numbers for today as of, what is today? February 13th, 2021. So today is 3,717 days of illegal and arbitrary detention for Julian Assange. We have 672 days since the WikiLeaks founder was trafficked from the Ecuadorian embassy after being sold to the United Kingdom for a $4.2 billion loan, IMF loan to Ecuador. There has been 38 days since Vanessa Baratzer's January 6th, 2021 ruling denying Julian Assange the extradition. Or is that the bail? I'm sorry.
Bail.
Yeah, the bail. Sorry. And then we have 1,341 days of federal incarceration for whistleblower Reality Winner. And the couple little bright spots of hope that we do have 333 days of freedom for Chelsea Manning. She streams on Twitch. Is it still Thursday through Sunday? Do you guys know if she's still on the... Okay.
I think so.
But you can go find her on Twitch
stuff during the week randomly. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I don't know if it's like a regular schedule or if it's just kind of she pops in now when she wants to. Either way,
my Thursdays are fucked now. Like beyond, like I get home from work, I have the slow news day, and then I have Anonymous Fights Back, and then it's 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like, what happened?
Anyways, you can find Chelsea on Twitch, twitch.tv/XYChelsea. So go and show her some love if you are a Twitch kind of person. I am not, but feel free to do that. And then we have 8,000. Wait a minute. Is this right?
88.
Okay. 88?
Yeah.
That's not right.
It's XY Chelsea 87 on Twitch. And then there's 88 days in the halfway house for
okay,
yeah.
So let me repeat. You can find Chelsea on Twitch, twitch.tv/XYChelsea87. And then we have 88 days for Jeremy Hammond being in a halfway house, which is not the ideal situation. And we would love to see him released from there as well. But it is slightly better than prison. So that's good. And we would love to get, if I don't know if we've gotten in touch with anybody from Jeremy's camp, but we would love to know how
I haven't yet. I'm going to put that when I'm on ABB tonight. I'm going to reiterate that. That if anyone in the community is in touch with Jeremy Hammond or the Jeremy Hammond support group, please reach out to us. We want to be able to give like better, more accurate, and more positive information. So and that's it. Like we don't want to get involved in anything. We don't want we don't need any more shit on our plate. We just want to give some better information. I would like to give a big hello to the people watching down Mexico way and a big I love you to Nat and Commander
Nat.
X. Big love, you guys.
I love Nat so much. She is a bright.
I've been having
problems.
I've been having problems getting money to X because YouTube isn't paying me right now.
Oh.
They're holding all of my super
demonetized yet. They're just holding.
I'm not officially demonetized. You can still super chat my show. They just won't pay me.
You could turn it off.
I haven't been paid since November from YouTube.
That's crazy.
That's fucked up. That's theft. Straight up.
We're in February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can we throw the fundraiser for X in the chat and I can tweet it out again later?
Yeah. I'll go find that.
Yeah, I mean, I donated myself last week, I think, but yeah, if anybody wants to donate, X could use a little bit of help right now. He's not in the best of health, and they just need money to help cover doctors' visits and medication, I'm sure, and whatever. I don't specifically know what's wrong with him, nor do I care. It's his business, but I do know he's struggling with his health, and he could use a little bit of help. So if you have, $5 or whatever that you can send to X, that would be lovely. We'll throw it in the chats, and I will tweet it out later. If anybody's interested, you can find that there. And then also, of course, Nat is the one running that. So if anybody has questions, they can contact her.
So Friends of X just went into Slow News Day's chat. I'll drop it in Element in case anybody wants to put it in the other ones.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys are stuck with just us today, and we're just going to go through some news. And we were supposed to have Juan Passarelli. He had a bit of a family emergency, so he had to cancel on us last minute, which obviously we just hope everything's fine with him. But yeah, you guys are just stuck with us turds. Good for you. Enjoy.
Oh, and tonight on Anonymous Bites Back at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. East Coast, 5 o'clock in the morning overseas. That's so weird. Everybody's keeping like programmer hours anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. But Rose McGowan is going to be on the show, and that's going to be awesome.
It's going to be super awesome. And I'm jealous of you and I hate you.
I'm jealous of me and I get to do it.
I know, right? Ugh. Yeah, so that'll be awesome. You guys definitely need to check that out. And actually today, probably not while Steve's doing that, but at 4 o'clock, I'm going to be pre-recording. We won't be live, but I'll be pre-recording a long-form interview with Steve Cox, who we had on the Vigil last week. So if you guys have any questions for him, or if you're curious about more of his platform, or you want us to touch on any specific issues, hit me up on Twitter, because he said he's fully prepared to go long form. I don't know if you guys noticed, he's a bit of a blabbermouth. He's a chatterbox. So that's my favorite kind of interview. So if you guys have anything you want us to talk to him about, let me know. And he's ready to go for however long we want to go for. So
I feel like that's a guy where you could be like, yo, can you just shut the fuck up for 10 seconds so I can finish what I was saying? And he'd be like, oh yeah, shit, sorry.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet he gets that from his wife a lot.
A lot.
Hi, Erica. She's fantastic, by the way. I love her. She's great. Yeah, so cool. What do we want to talk about, fams? What's going on in the world?
This appeal.
Yeah, so the appeal, on Friday, they did put in their final paperwork for the appeal, which is bullshit. But, anybody who's been paying any attention, this is what we expected from a President Joe Biden. We did not expect him to be our friend, and, for everything to just be rosy and peachy keen the minute he took office. So, this is where we thought we were going to be. Don't be discouraged. Just use this as, kind of a fuck around and find out moment. Like, let's go hard at Joe Biden. Let's, pressure him on Twitter. Let's send letters to him. We're going to be in DC next month. So if you can make it to that, please do. If you can't, organize in your own area. I'm trying to match people up. I still don't have like a functioning system for that yet, because honestly, I really did not need another project. But I have just like, when people tweet at me like, hey, I'm in Philadelphia, I'll retweet it and say, hey, Philadelphia Assange supporters, hook up with this person. I managed to get a couple people in touch with Kendra who were in the Denver area. So that will be helpful. So yeah, if you're looking to organize in your own area, let me know. I will try my very best to help find you an activist group of friends that you can go and do actions with, so you're not on your own, because I know that can be a little scary to go out on your own and do something like this. So
I want to say hi to the fake me in my chat.
The fake you in your chat? There's a fake you in the chat today?
There's a fake me in my chat now. So hi, fake me. All of my legal paperwork is going to you.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Steve. Wait, would it be
like
Steve 2.0 or
new and improved?
Yeah. We don't need two Steves in the world, guys. We really don't.
Maybe that's the real Steve.
Maybe. Probably not. Look.
Oh no. We've been talking to the fake Steve
this whole time.
Damn. We got screwed, y'all.
Right?
Yeah, so let's talk about this appeal. What does this mean? What does this mean moving forward? Jesus, you gonna make it, Andrew? At least he muted his death.
Shit, he's purple.
I was trying so hard to make to that mute button. I'm sorry.
Okay, so do we know what this means? They've submitted the paperwork. What judge does this go to? What is there a different judge than the Wicked Witch of London? Or
yeah, so with the appeals, it goes to a panel of magistrates who decide whether or not to accept it. And then it goes to the appeals court. So it's like another one-step verification process before they even go to court. With the way that Kevin Gastolo is explaining it to me, is that if the U.S. wants to, they can just sit there and file meritless appeal after meritless appeal, and the magistrate panel can reject it, and then they can resubmit, and they can reject it, and they can resubmit, and all of these processes take like several weeks at a pop. So you can waste literal years filing meritless appeals. Now, I would imagine that the Biden administration wants Julian Assange on U.S. soil. I don't think that they just want to file meritless appeals and let him languish. I think they actually want to physically have him here, because claiming international jurisdiction over the press, pretty fucking, I mean, it's bold, but it's also a pretty necessary step in this totalitarian technological panopticon that seems to be 100% where we're headed.
Yeah, it's a little terrifying where we find ourselves right now.
So I'm going to throw up the Consortium News article that they put out yesterday about this.
Okay. Do we know how long it will take for this panel of judges to make a decision? Like, what's the time frame?
No.
Okay.
So the Biden DOJ files appeal to get Assange extradited. The liberal administration of Joe Biden proved itself to be no less the enemy of press freedom than Donald Trump when it filed an appeal in the UK High Court on Friday to get their hands on the journalist Julian Assange. The appeal seeks to overturn the decision by Magistrate Vanessa Baratzer, who on January 4th ruled that the WikiLeaks publisher was at a heightened risk of suicide if he were to be extradited to the United States and face life in U.S. Supermax prison. Amnesty International on Thursday had to join an array of press freedom and human rights organizations, including Reporters Without Borders and Human Rights Watch, in urging the Biden administration to drop the case against Julian Assange, but it fell on deaf ears in Washington. Biden is vice president in Barack Obama's administration, which decided not to prosecute Assange in 2011, essentially on press freedom grounds, reasoning that if it indicted Assange for journalistic activity, then it would have that it would also have to prosecute the New York Times and other mainstream media for the exact same activity. Biden has broken with his former administration. Biden had an opportunity to show that he was the decent man his supporters say he is, and oh man, it's so great.
It is funny.
And to himself, the illiberal, indeed extremist views of his predecessors. Instead, this decision is in line with a politician who was the most important Democratic proponent of illegal invasion of Iraq, whose war crimes Assange exposed.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but Joe Biden is not a decent man.
No, that's why I
just
thought.
In case that's not clear. Just in case that
great.
was, yeah, decent. I love how they did that. Decent.
But
yeah,
so
this is not.
We don't have the appeal document, right? They filed the appeal, and to my knowledge, to what we've been able to find, it is not publicly available yet. So that's something that we're still waiting on finding and seeing, is what the actual appeal is. So that way we can read and go through that with you guys. But at this point, I mean, everyone expected the Biden administration to move forward. It was him who profited from all of these wars, politically been there for absolutely ever to oversee and be a caretaker of the white man's burden.
Yeah, and I think that this is a lot of people thought that, oh, well, Barack Obama didn't pursue charges, so maybe Joe Biden will drop the charges. And I think that that's a very naive thing to think. You know, Barack Obama, as the first Black president, had to be very mindful of his legacy that he was leaving. And I think that I think anybody who watched Barack Obama during office and following his time in office, that's really been his major concern, is how his legacy appears to people. So I think that Joe Biden doesn't have that concern. I don't think that he cares. I don't know that he's even cognizant enough to care. So I did not think that the whole Barack Obama didn't even press charges was going to be a very effective argument on Joe Biden. We can use it because we can use that to pressure people who still support Joe Biden to kind of see how this is bad. So that's definitely something we can use in our arsenal. We can also use the fact that Donald Trump's the one that initiated this whole thing. And so he's essentially continuing what I've been using. It's not really Trump's legacy, it's Obama's legacy. But I feel like we can use the fact that Donald Trump is so hated, especially amongst Joe Biden supporters and Hillary Clinton supporters and all of those people, that he is continuing the Donald Trump legacy of attacking press freedom in this way. So that's definitely something moving forward you can use in your tweets and in your letters and whatever you're doing to call attention to this. But I think just don't be naive to think that Joe Biden gives a shit about that stuff. He doesn't.
Or that anyone in Joe Biden's administration gives a shit about any of the. Look, I understand, and I know that I'm not talking like to the people in the chat right now, even the fake me. I understand that, and by the way, congratulations, you've just got at least an extra 3 or 4 inches. You're welcome. There are people legitimately walking around trying to make the argument that because Biden hasn't officially appointed an attorney general, that this interim attorney general that went through with the appeal is somehow operating in a vacuum against the wishes of the Biden of the fucking of the Kamala Harris administration. Essentially is what it is. Joe Biden is a placeholder. There's fucking instant grits in that guy's head. There are no brains there. He is a literal puppet, a literal figurehead. Like they tell him a couple of words to say, they shoot him full of fucking drugs that'll make him appear semi-cognizant for 30 seconds in a soundbite, and that's your president. Like, that's the whole thing. Kamala Harris is running the fucking show. She is a dead-eyed sociopath.
Psychopath.
She is she's a servant to power. It doesn't matter what the power is. If the power is offering her a piece of the pie, she's doing it.
Do you think we'll get an Alex Jones remix song about Kamala Harris the same way we did about Obama?
If Kamala Harris was raised anywhere else than California, she would be a Republican. She would be Nikki Haley. You know, and she's probably pissed that Nikki Haley got a better job than she did before she did.
Yeah.
Probably pissed. It has nothing to do with a belief system or morality or politics. It's how can I get the most perceived power? How far can my influence spread? That's what Kamala Harris's mission is. Where that puts us with Julian Assange, it is in a place where we can't sit around thinking that well-worded, correctly worded appeals to the people in power are going to be what is going to get us a free Julian Assange. It's not how that's going to work. It's going to have to be a mass citizen movement that you can't ignore. They've been able to ignore all of us for the last several years just by not pointing their cameras at us. So we've got to make it so that no matter where they point their cameras, there's a group of people saying free Julian Assange.
And that's why I say it's okay.
The cameras at.
It's okay to still address the Joe Biden administration. Publicly on Twitter, even sending the letters is still, you might reach some interns who are opening mail. But the point of those, you need to do that knowing that you're not really attempting to appeal to the Joe Biden administration. There is no appealing to the better good of those people. That's just not a thing that even exists. They do not have a conscience. But, addressing them publicly should be more about calling attention to what they're doing so that the people who follow them, the people who see those tweets, start to think about it and start to wonder, why is Joe Biden doing this? Why is he continuing this Trump legacy of attacking press freedom? Why are they going after Julian Assange so hard? Why are they torturing him? And if you can start to make people think that, you know, wouldn't have ordinarily thought about it before, that's when we start building support. And that's why those tweet campaigns are important. The letter campaigns are important. The email campaigns are important. All of those things, in addition to stuff that you can do in the streets. I mean, right now it's bitterly cold and it's snowy and it sucks. So it's hard to go out and like hang flyers, but do it anyways if you can. Even like 10 minutes at a time, go hang flyers in your town, or, you know, the yellow ribbons, whatever you can do. Like we need to build a massive coalition of people from across the political spectrum to make noise of this. That is the only thing that is going to work. That's it. That's all that will work. Massive public pressure, like on a grand scale. You know, millions of people would be ideal.
I said this yesterday during the Friday tweet storm, but that Nelson Mandela didn't get out of jail because people were sending polite letters to Western leaders who supported apartheid.
Yeah.
That's not how Mandela got released. He was imprisoned for 27 years illegally, tortured for a good deal of those years. And only until there were millions of people in the streets on nearly every continent did
screaming about it,
powers that be get shamed enough by all corners of society before they went, yeah, okay, fine, fuck it, we'll do it.
Yes. And I've been actually circling back around, to quote the press secretary, I've been circling back around to mainstream media journalists. Shame the fuck out of them. I'm not kidding. Be mean. These are cretins who have 100% turned their back on one of their own. These are people who have, you know, benefited personally from WikiLeaks, from the work that WikiLeaks has done. And now they are dead silent on his torture and persecution. That should be unacceptable to you. It should be unacceptable to them. But they don't have a conscience. So go shame the piss out of them. Embarrass them on Twitter. I don't care. Come at me if you want to say that I'm, you know, doing it wrong. I don't give a fuck what you think. That's what it's going to take. You have to hurt the people in journalism, mainstream media. Go after their ego. That is where you can hurt them the most. They think that they're important people that are doing important work. And if you hit them on their ego and you make them feel bad about the fact that they have completely abandoned one of their own to enable empire, that's the only way that you're going to get them to talk about it. And they still probably won't. But if you publicly go at them, like I said before, the people that follow them will see that. And if you can just get a couple of those people to start thinking, man, why aren't they talking about this? This seems like a big deal. Then you win. That's a win. That is a win for us. Like, that's what we need. We need to start, you know, getting little bits of information into minds that wouldn't ordinarily see it. However we can do that.
And I think another really good way to do it too is appeal to your local city councils. They had an excellent movement in Australia getting city councils to come out in support of Julian Assange. Melbourne City Council has a beautiful write-up that they accepted, and it's on our website, actionforassange.com. It's in one of the old call to actions. I'll see if I can pull it back up and put those links out for everybody. But that's a great way to build pressure in your local community. It's a great way to inform people what's happening that are directly around you. Because going to a city council meeting, whether in person or digitally, talking about this issue and asking them, hey, please make a statement. I have one written. Are you willing to sign on to it and make it part of our city's history?
Yes, and write your local newspapers. Send a letter to the editor. I know that newspapers are kind of dying off, but it's still a quick and easy way that you can, you know, try to be effective. Because even if it's, you know, just 1,000 people that see it, that's 1,000 people that are now introduced to the cause of Julian Assange who maybe they didn't know much about it before. So there's a ton. Seriously, I just had an interview last night with Victoria from Amplifier Project, which you guys should definitely go follow them. They're doing super cool work over there. But she just wanted to like talk to me about what people can do, like ordinary people who are busy and have 2 and 3 jobs and are trying to like feed their kids and all of that stuff. This is all like super easy, quick things that anybody, like if you have 5 minutes, you can sit down and write a letter to your editor and send it out. If you have 5 minutes, you can sit down and shoot off a few tweets or write a letter to the Joe Biden administration or whatever it is. Like these are all very simple ways. You don't have to be like an in the streets warrior every day to be an effective activist. You can do this. Like we can all do this.
Amen.
Sorry. That was a little.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. This was
that was a little pep talky. Sorry.
Get out there, you little shits.
So
I was a cheerleader in high school. I'm sorry.
So I want to give a huge thank you.
So was Kendra.
Yeah.
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 You guys should
see that.
You guys should start like cheerleaders for Assange. Like start that up on Twitter.
Okay, but I'm not wearing my cheerleader uniform ever again.
Never mind.
Not happening.
Did you say never mind?
That's not happening, sir.
So
wow, that was transparent.
I want to give a big thank you to everybody that's been donating to the GoFundMe to help us get to DC in March. We've already raised over $1,600, which is fucking incredible. This has been since Tuesday.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You guys.
Absolutely awesome. So wonderful. Thank you. We've started organizing behind the scenes. We had our first like official meeting earlier this week. So that was good. And I'm pumped. Like I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to get everybody there again. We had over 60 people this last time at our event outside of the British Embassy. And that was like literally in the middle of like a sleet, nasty storm in the middle of January. So March will be nicer. Let's see if we can't get a couple hundred people to turn out for this. That's something that.
Yeah, if you can come, please get there. Please, 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 please. Show up. We need bodies. We need voices. If you cannot get there and you maybe know somebody in the area, talk to them about it. See if you know somebody who lives in the DC area or in one of the surrounding states that can maybe, make a day drive or whatever. Talk to them. See if they'll come down. If you can organize in your own town, we would love to see like a shit ton of sister events all across the globe, really. I know that a lot of people are already starting to organize in London and in Melbourne and a bunch of different places. I'm sure that Mexico will do something. Yeah, so if you can't get to DC, that's okay. That's why I'm trying to like kind of link people up with other Assange supporters in your area. That way you don't have to go out on your own. But if we can find, like 5 or 6 people who are in the same area that can go and do an event, that's huge. I mean, every event brings more eyes to the cause, and that's what we need. So if you can't make it to DC, just do your own thing.
When we get done with the vigil here today, I am getting in my truck and I am going to drive down my mountain road and up a different mountain road. And it looks like you really need a 4-wheel drive to get up to my friend's house. But because I understand how stick shift vehicles work, you can put your parking brake in a little teeny tiny bit and you get like poor man's 4-wheel drive. So I can make it up. At any rate, the point of that is when I get up to the farm, there's a phone call coming in around 1:30 this afternoon from Vermont, and it's the people who run a theater troupe called Bread and Puppet. And Bread and Puppet has been around since the 60s. They do these like elaborate fucking protest performances. You guys see where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in. Give me a costume. I'm ready.
I'm getting us Bread and Puppet for this is what I'm saying. We might have to like do a little bit of additional fundraising, but I'm getting us fucking Bread and Puppet for this. We're going as large as we possibly can with this.
We have to. They're ignoring us otherwise.
Yeah.
Like
We
we
didn't have a chance to
do
talk
regular
about it.
stuff.
But I wanted to know if you thought it would be cool, because I like doing big things, going through and finding like every Irish group or
You already lost me.
Yeah.
and pull them in to get involved. Like see if we can't get fucking like river dancers and shit like that.
You already
just
lost
straight-
me.
No.
You already lost, because the first thing you got to look at is how much is it going to cost.
No, I mean
Yeah.
that's why you hit a bunch of them up.
Yeah, no, I mean even before that, you look at how much it's going to cost and how much you're going to have to fundraise in order to even like tempt one of these groups to get out there, because nobody does this shit for free. Like what I had to personally promise my friend in order to arrange the fucking phone call for Bread and Puppet, a lot, dude, a lot.
Oh,
like it sucks.
In September,
but that's where we're at.
I was trying to get Killer Mike to join us in September. Just
how'd that work?
$30,000 and he'll come out to a charity event.
Right.
Oh my God.
$30,000 to come 2 states, 3 states up maybe to a charity event for a political prisoner. And I said, hey, we'll cover housing, we'll cover travel. We have a little bit, but we don't have a lot. And it was, well, it's not 30 grand, so we're not making it.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And
that's
fortunately,
really unfortunate. I thought he was cooler than that.
Fortunately,
honestly,
the relationship that I have like with my friend who is friends with the Bread and Puppet people, it's not going to cost me 30 grand, but I've had to make some deals.
Yeah. That's the problem, is that, unless you can find a celebrity or something who is invested in the cause, it's going to be impossible to get them out. Like, we were super lucky that like people like Max Blumenthal and Anya Parampil and Dan Cohen, are journalists, and they're in the DC area already, and they recognize how serious this is, because they
happened to be in town that week, because just a couple of weeks before that, Max and Anya were out of the country. The following week, Max and Anya were out of the country. Like,
these are on the ground reporters who travel all over the globe covering all kinds of stories. So, we just happen to get lucky that they all happen to be in town for those couple of days that we were there. Hopefully they'll be able to come back. I don't know if they're going to be in town. I'm going to reach out to them probably later today. But yeah, like it unless you can find a celebrity who really gives a shit and is willing to come out of good faith and for the cause, there's no way we can afford stuff like that. There's just not. Which is unfortunate. It sucks. And maybe we should start reaching out to some celebrities and just, try to get them to see that how them showing up could really draw a lot of attention. Like Susan Sarandon liked my tweet about Julian Assange. She won't retweet it. She won't tweet actually herself about Julian Assange, which is very bizarre to me. But it'd be cool if somebody like that would show up, because, it's really difficult for the news media to ignore the fact that Susan Sarandon or Killer Mike or somebody like that is in DC to protest for Julian Assange's freedom. That's something that's really difficult.
Ignoring the fact that Roger Waters gave a free concert in the middle of fucking London.
Yeah.
And ultimately the problem
he's down. Roger Waters is a down dude.
It's the I support 100% crowd, right? To reference back to our Paula Jean Swearengin days. The people that are willing to say I support 100%.
But never use his actual name,
because it's inconvenient. Like, I'd support 100%, but Daddy Sanders doesn't. Or I'd support 100%, but
this could hurt my political career, so I'm not going to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'd support 100%, but I don't want to make a song about that. Or I'd support 100%, but I can't turn up to an event like that. Are you shit? Like, it's that mentality of.
Yeah, I will say that Jesse Jett just wrote a new song. He's been
he just followed me. And before you go into this, I got to tell you, I grew up with a dude named Jesse Jett.
Really?
Spelled the exact same way. And this guy was like a literal human piece of shit. Just like
this
700 pounds of bastard.
No, this guy's not.
So it's hard for me to like look at that and be like, just not have this visceral reaction. Like, if I can get my hands around your neck, I'm gonna choke the life out of you.
Okay, so this guy is an activist and a rapper. He's worked with Awkward for the 10. Who's that? I don't have a video.
What do you mean? Who is it?
He gave you a shirt?
I didn't have your video yet.
Or did you beat up Johnny's stage name?
Glory Jones.
I got a shirt.
Don't raise your hand, Andrew. But seriously, can I finish about Jesse real quick, because it's important. He's worked with Awkward on the 10 demands for justice that they're doing against police brutality, and he's helped with a song with that. But he has recently, hopefully he's okay with me talking about this, but he's recently written a song about Julian Assange, and he wants to premiere on my show towards the end of the month. He's trying to work on getting it done faster because he's super pumped about it. But I've read some of the verses, and it's fucking fire, and I cannot wait for him to get done. done. So, maybe we can get like somebody like him or Awkward to come to DC. I mean, I've interviewed Awkward. He seems like a great dude. So, I mean, that would be amazing. But I mean, yeah, like getting some of these celebrities would call attention to what we're trying to do here. But anyways, hi, Glory Jones.
Speaking of fire, how are you, Glory Jones?
Hey, okay, Andrew. I see that segue. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm in the combo studio. Pretty sure they're asleep right now, but I mean, I'm an earlier riser than
sneak
them.
into the combo house and turn their gear on and be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get on camera." Because that's like the most awesome thing ever, dude. That's rad. That's some shit I would do. I would. I'd like, if you're my friend and I need to go on the air, I'm coming to your house and setting up. Like, that's just how that shit works.
But I had an awesome stream with them yesterday. It was super fun.
Yeah. Combos, can I just say, I'm pretty sure that Combo Couch has never had me on their show, and I'm offended.
Ooh.
Yeah, they have.
I'm pretty sure. No, I've had Fee on my show. I don't think I've ever been on Combo.
Yeah, you have. Election day. Action for Assange.
Oh, but that was like for 10 seconds. Seriously, that was the and Pasta wouldn't even let me like close out. He was just like, "Okay, we're done. Bye."
I got you.
Yeah.
Hold up.
That's it.
Oh, Pasta was being ridiculous on election day.
Yeah, he was.
He was full blown
tired.
Convo diva on election day.
Yeah, with his fancy coat and his shoulder pads. Yeah, he was. No, but that's the only time I've ever been on Combo, and it was very brief. And yeah,
we do election day different at Slow News Day.
Yeah, you're right.
Very
though.
different election day.
Text is set.
I can't see that shit, dude. Nobody can see that.
I can't see that.
Why would you?
Morning, white man. Misty says y'all got to get her on.
Mindy.
Yeah.
Mindy.
Yeah, Mindy. I'm Mindy. Pasta thinks I'm Mindy. Liam says book Mindy Winston in Combo Couch or on Combo Couch.
Yeah.
Thanks, Liam.
But for real though, all of the Convo fam, because they're awesome, and the stream we had yesterday was super fun.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it because kids, but I'll check it out later. Actually, maybe later because I have an interview later. But
I didn't get to watch it because involuntary therapist. I did. I watched like 15 minutes of it in the car, and I'll probably finish it when I'm heading up to the farm here in a bit for the bread and
it's really hard for me to catch everybody's shows. Like it's really tough.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's so hard. It really is. Like, and I feel bad. I feel guilty when I'm not watching like my fams on like their shows. Like, but I mean, Condo's on all the time. It's on all the time. Like Franco's on all the time. Like all these people are on all the time. Like my show's not on that often, so you guys have no excuse. Although they are.
You book like 900 people at a time, dude, and then you do like 800 interviews stacked on top of that. You can't be like. Yeah, we don't really put out much content.
And they're all like 3 hours long too.
Yeah, they're like fucking.
Yeah, they are long. I like doing long form though. It's way cooler to me than like some MSM clip show that some other people do. I'd much rather do that. Yeah.
So
it's a conversation.
Yeah.
I want to get Glory's opinion on the Biden administration now formally filing.
Good job, Andrew.
Thanks. I tried.
Keeping us on track. You're like the dead mother.
I have absolutely no interest in keeping us on track when we don't have a show, Doc.
No, I know.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, I mean, we can talk about fishing and I'd be fine.
For sure. But yeah,
we can talk about fish though.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, but can we talk about?
We won't go on the fish tangent, I promise.
No, but let's talk about. You should interview Jeffrey Ventry though. You would like geek out on him. He's amazing. He's the whistleblower from the Blackfish film. Yeah, you would like him a lot because you're into that shit, and he's very, very smart, and I like him a lot. So
Glory likes protecting them. I like removing them from their natural habitat and putting them on a grill.
Well, then maybe just let Glory interview this guy.
Okay, but I love eating fish.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like both can happen. I feel like if you want to continue to be able to fish, you need to conserve what's there.
Absolutely.
Back in the day, at least, most of the hunters that I knew were like rabid conservationalists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, before we go too far off.
Yeah. What do you think about Joe Biden and this appeal shenanigans that they applied for yesterday?
Oh, you mean what do I think about the Biden administration doing what we thought they were going to do?
Right. Yeah. What do you think about that, Gloria Jones?
You
How's that
know,
make you feel?
I am just so relieved, and I am breathing fresh air now with the knowledge that we have stopped fascism.
Fascism!
We did it, you guys. Look at all this free speech and free press we're going to have. In this
Power.
democracy.
Misty, I can't hear you over all of this powerhouse democracy.
Right? It's pretty loud.
I
Pretty
know.
wild stuff.
Very so free and fair, just like our elections.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything's great now that Joe Biden's in office. He saved us.
I know. Bro, like the hearts on the White House lawn. And then
can we talk about that for a moment, dude? Can we please? Because I want
this cup of coffee, guys.
You guys, I just mentioned that I was a cheerleader in high school. I'm not even lying to you. That is like a project that we did one year as a cheerleader in high school. We like made little hearts to put all around the school with all the like basketball players' names on them for Valentine's Day.
That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. Some fucking.
Do they have the names of all of the National Guard that they made sleep in a parking garage on hearts in the White House?
I'm going to guess that they don't. And
no, but
I'm
one said
going to
healing,
guess
so
that
I
they
think
don't.
that means that COVID is over because one said healing, and that's nice.
Because there's nothing that shows I love you like making people sleep in parking garages.
Right, or refusing to give people Medicare for all in the middle of a pandemic. That's, super, that's like all the love in the world right there. Can't handle it. Too much love. There's too much love.
Too much.
And some douche canoe tweeted out, I forget who it was. I wish I could remember, but it was some like douche canoe. It might have been the press secretary. Something about like kindness and compassion are back in the White House.
Yeah.
What?
Kindness and compassion are
Versus.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I get
the Biden administration is currently torturing
now.
the world's most important journalist. But yeah, kindness and compassion are back in the White House. Sure thing. Totally.
Kindness surveillance. Yes.
Yeah.
Compassion drones.
Yeah.
Compassion capitalism.
Hug you to death.
That's what we're looking for.
So
we changed the name of Hellfire to Hugfire. We're dropping Hugfire missiles all over Syria and Yemen and a bunch of countries in Africa.
And when they explode, glitter comes out too. Mm-hmm. So it's like very sparkly and fun.
Don't worry so much, guys. We can push Biden left.
It's an eruption of democracy.
Does anybody know? Does anybody know when that starts? The pushing to the left? Did I miss it?
I think it gets filed. Yeah, I think it gets filed away with Ben Dixon's unleashing.
We have a committee meeting about pushing.
And Ezra Klein's burning the thing down. Did I miss the burning of the thing too? Because I'm pretty sure I missed all this stuff.
We have a task force for burning the thing.
Oh.
This is us finding out. This is the finding out part.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the finding out of the fuck around and find out.
Yeah, we got about 7 to 12 years before we'll have enough political weight to burn the thing. So we gotta make sure.
I just thought maybe he forgot his lighter.
Yeah. Well, it's the committee appointments that stop us.
Well, I mean, but have the committee appointments drafted the appropriate legislation to create a separate bipartisan committee to draft legislation to create another separate bipartisan committee to then draft
a working group.
Okay, I got it.
That's in the task process as well. We're getting the task force started for the.
The task force is really the most important piece. Like we can't do anything until we have that task force.
Forget the task force.
Yeah. So
granted, the task force takes about 5 to 10 years on its own merit to get there, but once you get there, that 15%,
and then it takes another 4 or 5 years for them to write a report about the thing.
But
and then
there's domestic terrorism. Can we talk?
But you'll get some strongly worded letters in the middle that will carry you to them. Because Misty, we hear you and we see you.
Well, you can't be too strong with your words because words are violence now.
Words are violence.
Words are violence.
Be careful. Watch yourself.
Bro. I committed a felony yesterday on that Convo Couch stream, bro. It was so violent.
Oh no. Well, don't admit to that now. Like,
right, dumbass. What are you thinking?
Too late. It's too late.
What you got to do is you got to get yourself a fake you in the YouTube chat so you can blame all the shit.
Oh yeah,
on
there's a fake
you.
Steve in the YouTube chat that he can now blame everything on.
Right, Glory?
Oh,
You wouldn't know nothing about that, though, would
Glory
you?
wouldn't know anything about that. Nothing at all. She's clueless. Steve, that's offensive that you would even imply that she would know anything about that. I'm offended.
Steve, I'm afraid you're violating Section 26.5 of the Violence Against Women Amendment.
That's a demerit.
My kid just got home from a sleepover. Sorry, that's why I'm waiting over here.
Yeah, I don't feel the least bit bad about that, though. That was funny shit, though, Jones. It was funny shit.
I need somebody to create a fake me to come clean my house because I really don't want
Yeah. Straight the fuck up, dude.
I don't want to do that.
And I need a separate me to keep up on like emails and chores and shit like that.
And research and production meetings and DC meetings and and then I could just like go lay on a beach somewhere and all the fake me's can do the work.
I can't lay on a beach, dude. I can't be idle. Like it doesn't work when I go to my fucking friends' houses for vacations and shit. I'm like on their roof and fucking like, oh shit, you need new stairs. Hang on, I'll be right back. And fuck, you know.
Oh, then can you vacation at my house? Come vacation at my house, Steve. It's very
it's like that. No, I mean it really is. It's like that. We
need to tie him down.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't be like just idle. Or if I am, it's because I am like petrified of all of the legitimate responsibilities that I have that are hanging over my head, at which point it's blanket fort and fuck you, because I'm tuning all of this out, you know, but it's one or the other. There's no in between.
I feel you.
I have a jumble of contradictions in neurosis.
I can't even like sit down and research anymore. Like normally I'm walking around with headphones on, listening to whatever it is I'm researching with like a notepad and a pen in my hand, like trying to scribble down notes because I can't even like sit still. You know, and they just don't make strong enough medication for my ADHD. It's just a problem that I have. You know, what can you do? Andrew, are you going to pull us back on task? Because I was just waiting for that.
I wanted to the first thing I saw on the tweeters this morning, and I'm gonna pull it up to where did it go? Here we go. Did you guys know that the problem's been identified?
Which problem?
Well, one of them certainly. One of them. One of the problems has been identified.
Well, that's good. First step.
The narrative management team has decided that podcasts there's a little bit too much information coming out of podcasts.
Bro, what's with that graphic?
They're so lame.
Like, oh no,
former White House advisor turned podcaster Steve Bannon. You see how they set that shit up?
Yes.
Called for the beheading of Fauci and Christopher Wray. The tech platforms reacted. Twitter, YouTube, and Spotify all banned him and his podcast relatively quickly, cutting off access to their millions of users. Apple Podcasts, however, took a different stance. Do you see how they're fucking setting this shit up, man?
Steve, it was the power of the CEOs to calm the raging fire of violence and misinformation.
So dangerous. You guys, podcasts are so dangerous.
A disparate network of companies makes up the podcasting world, including apps, hosting services, sales teams, and networks. Moderation will need to happen across these companies to be effective. And in this current moment, that effort doesn't work the way it does at tech monoliths like Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, which can remove someone with the push of a button. Put simply, podcasting simply isn't ready for full-scale, widespread moderation. Are you fucking kidding me? But that's where we're at right now. A little bit too much freedom taking place in the world that we occupy right now. So, yay. Don't worry. Your tech overlords and your betters are working out a way to make sure that only the properly filtered content reaches you through your podcast app.
Yeah. It's terrifying, you guys. Like this, and I just had somebody maybe like a week and a half ago on Twitter tell me that worrying about Julian Assange is stupid because nothing's happening to our free speech. Like we need to worry about Medicare for all and free college and whatever. Because
how do you know about Medicare for all, person?
Right. And that's what I just
that?
tweeted out. I did this interview last night with Amplifier, and the part of the thing that I was trying to explain to people is that you can't fight for anything else unless you have a free press, unless you have the ability to put information out into the ether and have those conversations. And a huge example of that is Medicare for all. We know there is a whistleblower. I think his name's like Wendell Scott or something like that. But they spent tons of money on a disinformation campaign about Medicare for all in the United States of America. And if we cannot publicly push back on that narrative and fight against that disinformation campaign, then we're dead in the water. You might as well forget it. You cannot ever fight for anything unless you are able to fight back against the narrative control. And I don't understand why that's so difficult for people to grasp. It's infuriating.
So what you're saying, Misty, is you don't want free healthcare?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. Medicare for all is a dumb idea. Stop it, guys. Like, just stop. No,
you fucking
somebody's gonna clip that out too. Somebody's clipping that out, and they're gonna be like, "I told you she was a fascist."
Of course, just like all the other dumb things that I say because I forget I'm on camera. It's okay. Bring
guys,
it on.
Wait, clip this out.
Yeah. Flip that, bitches. Flip that.
You're fucking funny crooked middle fingers.
I think they're double jointed, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what's up with
they're
them.
not. If you can't like bend them like backwards, like they're not double jointed. Mine are
so
just.
What
I have
does
really
this
big
mean
knuckles.
then?
I don't know. I can do that too.
It means you're a very aggressive masturbator.
Thanks.
Who masturbates like that, Steve? Come on.
To the point to where it's bent all the way back. It's like upside down, flexible, aggressive. That's what I'm saying. Aggressive. That's overly aggressive.
I'm doing it wrong then, I guess. Jeez,
overly aggressive.
Okay. Got it.
This is how Klaus Schwab masturbates, with his hands like this.
Klaus Schwab pays
somebody else. Yeah, for sure.
Guaranteed.
For sure.
It's probably not payment. It's probably we'll let you live for 8 more hours, or we'll let your parents live for 8 more hours. Probably more like along the lines of that.
You know that motherfucker has a glass table.
Huh?
You know that motherfucker has a German glass table.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Sure. Like creepiest dude on planet Earth. I'm pretty sure.
This show just got the QAnon content warning too.
Oh yeah, totally.
I don't think we've ever gotten a content warning.
No, I don't think I did.
So, speaking along those lines,
we did on ABB the other night.
What?
For what?
I don't even fucking.
It wasn't an election one the other day, like randomly.
Oh, I remember why one of the hosts was,
So I threw a link in the element that Ant sent over, and it's sort of related because it's Ecuador related. So
saw that.
Okay. But hey, there's a tweet that I got yesterday from Arturo Hammer. You can follow him at Art A Hammer. That kind of goes along with what we were just talking about. And he tweeted, should the only allowable truth be determined by proven liars? And that is genius, because that is the world that we're headed for, where the only truth that we're allowed to know, see, read, hear is going to be determined by people who are proven liars. And not just like lies about little things. These are people who lie us into wars, and we're headed into a world where they are going to be the sole determiners over what is truth. And that is some scary shit.
Which is why what we're doing, as ridiculous as we may be,
we are pretty ridiculous.
Is vital.
I think we're incredibly normal people.
No, we're not. But that's okay.
Look, man, there's no normal. There's no normal. There's not.
No.
Everybody's fucked off. Everybody's got.
There's a autism activist.
Steve, Joe Biden won, so we're back to normal.
No, there's an autism activist who says that normal is a dryer setting because that's really all it is. It's an autistic activist. I wish I could remember her name, but that's like one of her things is that normal is just a dryer setting. There is no normal.
Yeah, fuck normal.
Yeah, normal's boring. And we have to, I'm sorry, but in this line of activism, you have to have a sick sense of humor and you have to not take yourself too seriously. And you have to be able to find like the ability to laugh in the face of true darkness.
Like we literally run up against the Espionage Act every time we turn on a camera for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like we run up against charges every time we're like, hey, let us tell you about the thing that they're prosecuting this guy.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody realizes just how far above our weight class we punch every single time this camera comes on. And that's not just with the Vigils, that's with Slow News Day, that's with Facts on the Ground, like everybody we interview too. The all of those, like everybody who's been on this show is punching so fucking far above their weight class every single day, dude. And you know what? There's nothing fucking special about that. Nothing special about it. Every single one of you can do the exact same shit.
Yeah. There's a woman who was attacked in South Africa and she nearly died. It's like a true crime story. But she does speeches all the time. And she says that, you know, people try to tell me that I'm extraordinary all the time because I survived this horrific attack. And she said, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There is no such thing as an extraordinary human being. There are just ordinary human beings that do extraordinary things. And that is so true. None of us are special. We have just decided that we want to try to do extraordinary things. And that's why I tell people all the time, like, you don't have to be, you know, this quote unquote, like in the streets activist all the time, or even ever. If you can't ever get to a protest in the street, that's okay. Like, that's not for everybody, but you can do something. Everybody can. I don't want to get too pep talky again. So
Wikipedia, hey, Wikipedia accounts are free to make, guys.
Glory had a little, in case you guys missed this,
that was so funny.
Glory had a little bit of fun with Wikipedia the other night. So Glory and Neera Tanden's Wikipedia page have a history. Like, they go back. They do. There have been priors. And I even have that. I do. I gotta let me
I have the screenshot.
Let me zoom in on it a little bit and make sure that everybody can.
It's very funny. And it didn't stay up for very long, but it was funny.
No, it was a matter of minutes, man.
Yeah,
they shut that shit down.
Yeah. No, see, as soon as Steve pulled it up, I pulled it up, and his was distinctly different than mine. And it went back into protected status. So like, oh, we're going to protect
I'm
this
not
till
going to
February
be a
21st.
child about that comment. I'm not. There we go. That's legible.
I mean, yeah, just fucking. I don't know why they thought it was safe.
Glory, would you like to read your handiwork for the class?
Sure. Neera Tanden, or one of Hillary Clinton's favorite cronies, born September 10, 1970, is an American political consultant, government official, and a favorite loyal servant and gatekeeper of the oligarchy. She is the president of the Saudi-backed think tank Center for American Progress, where she has soullessly served in different capacities since 2003. Tanden has worked on several Democratic presidential campaigns, including those of Michael Dukakis, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama. Tanden advised Hillary Clinton's successful 2016 primary rigging and unsuccessful 2016 general election campaign, which was won by the alternate tool of the national security state. She was also a senior staffer on Clinton's unsuccessful and racist campaign for the 2008 nomination. During the Obama administration, Tannen helped drop the ACA. On November 30th, 2020, President-select racist corporatist imperialist tool of the national security state, Joe Biden, announced he would nominate Tannen as the next director of the OMB, subject to Senate approval, although they'll probably overlook everything to confirm her because they're establishment toys. Even Bernie.
I can't believe Wikipedia didn't let that edit stand, man. That was
Glory Jones.
You
Take a
even
bow,
had the
sister.
part
Take
about the
a
Affordable
bow.
Care Act. Like, that was the most factually accurate thing I think I've ever heard.
Yeah.
The part that you could have put in there was where Neera Tanden was wanting to commit more international war crimes by stealing the oil from Libya so we can continue.
There's actually a whole section dedicated to that email.
Is there really?
Yeah, it's section, because like a year ago I or so ago, I went to her page and I was like, yo, why isn't the Libya email in here? So I said, like, screw the talk page, and I just added shit about the Libya email, and that like spawned a whole series of like edits and reverse edits, and so now there's a bit of stuff about the Libya email like further down in her page. I just fucked with the introduction. So
Hell yeah.
and now
So
there's a couple more vandalism notices on my account, but they haven't taken away my editing privileges, which is
That's
like
interesting.
once again, kids, it is free to make a Wikipedia account.
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah.
It's
Go
like
cause some chaos. I mean, I'm not saying to do that, but
yeah, it's like YouTube thinking that suppressing Slow News Day without removing us is going to get us to go off the platform. Like, no, like you can give me all the vandalism ticks you want. I'm still going to keep fucking up these Wikipedia pages.
yeah. We all should. That's just one more way that we can fight back against these bastards, and have a little bit of fun too while we're at
When
it.
we're talking about we're going to moderate podcasts, when they're already actively suppressing these shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You think everybody's just gonna take that and be like, okay, we'll sit politely at home and say nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're hoping.
Right.
That's what they're hoping. I mean, they're
if
hoping
anything, since they removed the first time they removed a video from us, like we've only gone harder.
Yeah. Well, that's Jesse. When Jesse got locked out of our YouTube account, he just got locked out. He couldn't, there was no way for him to log in to the Facts on the Ground YouTube account at all. It only lasted for 12 hours. We still have no idea why or what happened. But he was really frustrated, and he's like, we should just leave YouTube. And I'm like, fuck that. That's what they want. They want people to flee, and it just gives them more control. We need to keep, until they physically remove my channel, we need to keep fighting back and keep putting stuff up there and keep, don't make it easy for them. We can't make it easy for them. That's what they want.
And I still will have been thrown out of better bars by bigger bouncers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah. Big fuck you. As we're on YouTube right now, we're saying
and Rockfin and D-Live, this is going up on Odyssey too. Odyssey is going to have live streaming capabilities here soon, and Rockfin is making live streaming much better. That Android app is coming, you guys, for Rockfin. Yeah. It's coming, I promise.
And also Facts on the Ground, just so you know.
A couple other things too that Rockfin's doing. They're
Facts
stepping
on the
up
Ground
their
is
game.
now on Odyssey, you guys. Just so you know, after the whole Jesse getting locked out of YouTube, I went and finally got us up on Odyssey, so we're up there too. And obviously, we're also on Rockfin.
Yeah, if you make subversive content, if you definitely need to go and you're on YouTube, you need to have your channel backed up on Odyssey, and they do that. 100%. They do it for fucking free. They're fucking fantastic. Takes about a week, or depending on how many videos you've done. But yeah, it'll take several days, and then you'll have a full archive of your work on a different platform that can't disappear.
Odyssey's
got or at least they can't disappear as
Odyssey's
fast.
got apps coming soon too. I just got an email about it.
The Odyssey app?
Yeah,
there's gonna be an Odyssey
iOS.
app?
I don't know about Android yet, but they're definitely working on it.
Yeah, but no,
Cool.
Odyssey does. They do. I think they have the iOS app, right?
I think it just
Or is
came
it
out.
being released? I don't know.
A lot of people were asking if Rockfin was going to have the capability to have an app like on your TV, because a lot of people don't like watching on their phones because it's too small. Do you guys know if they have capability for that or if they're working on that?
Wait, hold up. I
Anybody know?
got a super chat from Pasta asking if we'd heard his impression of me. And it's Pasta, you need to come downstairs.
Oh yeah.
Pasta, go downstairs, go
Go
into
get
your
him.
basement,
Go
open
get
the
him.
door, say hi to Glory, and then get on camera. Okay? Do that. Do that.
Yeah.
I
do
ain't
that.
gonna lie, I like the impression.
My co-host
I
is
like
in
it.
your
I think
house.
it's funny.
I like the impression. I do.
I think it's funny.
And
It's
I've told you
endearing.
this in
Okay,
person.
look, it's endearing. It is. It's
It
very
is.
sweet. Pasta's a very sweet man, and I'm flattered. I am. You wait your fucking turn, Glory.
Yeah.
I'm flattered. but the point is, Pasta's point is, it's for the one-liners, and you.
Yeah.
I'm the only person that can do my jokes
Mm,
effectively, as effectively.
Well, I don't think he's trying to do your jokes. I think he's just trying to kind of
Pasta doesn't have the life experience that I do to come up with the jokes the way that I come up with the jokes.
right.
Pasta
I get
has a
that.
completely
Hater.
different life experience, and that's
Hater.
why his jokes come out the way his jokes come out. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique.
Yeah.
The youth
I
would
feel
like
that.
to speak, Steve.
Glory Jones, your hands up.
Would you like to speak, child?
No, she just wants to push the button. That's all it is. Dude. That's really all it is.
Really? Are you like the new Andrew? Because Andrew does that shit too.
No, that's why
No,
Andrew does it.
That's why I do it.
That's
because of
why
you.
Andrew does it.
For it.
You guys are ridiculous.
I was the
Ridiculous.
originator.
It was. It was. Credit where credit's due.
Oh, fucking yeah.
Fucking
Dead air.
You,
Sleeping
you,
down.
hey, Steve said he'll be disappointed if I ever stop being a child. So
you are
fuck
goddamn
you.
right. You are goddamn right. If you ever grow up, Glory Jones, I will break my heart.
Yeah. Stay young, Glory Jones.
If
Do
I
that,
ever grow up, it'll break my heart.
right?
While
Growing
we're
up
at
is
it,
a scam. That's a scam. No, thank you. I'm not interested. I'll be immature and have fun. Thanks. Life's too short to be grown up.
right?
You know what I'm
Like-
saying?
Really, the best part about being an adult is you can have ice cream and whiskey for breakfast, and it's legal.
And nobody can say anything. Well,
Right.
I mean, you know, my husband can be like, "Really? That's what you're doing today?"
You know, man, I was hitchhiking from Colorado to California one year, and 1 week, and we discovered that McDonald's chocolate milkshakes and Jack Daniels are actually delicious.
Ew, really?
It sounds horrible,
Yeah, that sounds really horrible.
really does.
Are you sure you
Sounds
just weren't like to the
absolutely
point where
ter-
you were
No,
drunk enough
no,
that
I'm
everything
telling
tasted
you.
good?
I'm telling you, it sounds like it would be just fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
But it's not. Like, it's surprisingly tasty.
Yeah, that's not even a thing that I would be like, let's try this. That sound no. I
Okay,
would be
well,
like,
you
"That's
gotta
gross." No.
you gotta put yourself, you know, like you're a homeless traveling with a group of gutter punks. Fucking, it's the mid 90s. You're on a short budget. Somebody called Catfish just stole a bottle of Jack Daniels out of a
Hey, I used to
grocery
have a
store,
friend
and
named
you've got to
Catfish.
hop on a bus and get out. Hey, good morning.
Yay!
Hey, sleepyhead. How are you?
Awesome. Good
Morning,
morning.
buddy.
I love you guys. I just
Hey,
want to
what's
say
your favorite
that.
Burning Spear song, Pasta?
What's that?
What's your favorite Burning Spear song?
I like "Oops, I Did It Again."
Not Britney. Not
Not
Britney.
Britney.
Rick. Glory made a point
I
to
think we
say
should
that you
go
were.
back to his favorite Britney Spears song. That
He
was
doesn't
great.
even know. God, you're white.
Yeah, the guy you mistook for Bob Marley the other day.
Oh, really? Ooh.
How's it going?
I'm not gonna tell you how.
Oh.
Remember the day.
This show has quickly devolved into this full nonsense.
It's wonderful.
Guys, I look terrible over here. Andrew, Misty, I love you guys. How you doing?
Oh, it's
Hey,
Mindy, sir.
if
Mindy.
you sign up for the Convo Couches Patreon, you get one inside joke a week.
Oh,
Get
nice.
some way with the fam.
Nice.
Oh,
I like your shirt, Glory. Nice.
Yes.
Are you joining us in DC, Pasta? Are you coming out for St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, we have to talk about that because we got to do it. We got to do it Andrew style. We want to double it up, right? I was thinking the fuck censorship movement. So
Yeah.
That dovetails nicely with the First Freedom Society project that we're about ready to take another look at and try and get up off the ground.
Yeah, I can help. I told
You
you.
got something like we already have something just waiting for us to have a little bit more time to fucking bring it out into daylight. But yeah, there's already
you have
a
a
project.
fleece?
I need more time to write the software too.
Is that a fleece? Poikkinen?
Is it a fleece? No.
That's his Vapor A sweatshirt.
It's a sweatshirt. I got that one, but yeah.
No, yours is thicker. This is a different material.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
had
I'm
like
saying.
4 different materials that we were using.
Yeah.
We were like raiding thrift shops, buying hoodies like 4 at a time.
Straight up, man. Like Kendra grabbed a dozen in Colorado on the way out, and fucking it was
I
just
got-
whoever.
Vacuum wrapped them in her suitcase.
Well, I have a question,
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
and I'm only gonna say this really quick. I'm gonna smack you across the face with a giant mackerel. How many? No, it's the fuck, man. I don't know. I haven't even had my coffee. How many shirts do y'all want?
We need lots of shirts for the fans. Everybody needs a shirt.
And I'm just saying this. I'm gonna get a shirt for Tom Hartman's Padawan, and make sure that he gets one too.
Oh, speaking of Tom Hartman's Padawan, he actually finally went off on the squad and asked them why the fuck they're still silent on Julian Assange. So I'm not a fan of Kyle Kalinske, but thank you, Kyle Kalinske, for finally calling out AOC and Ilhan Omar and Bernie Sanders and Rashida Tlaib and Elizabeth Warren and all of the other so-called progressives in the Democratic Party for being silent on Julian Assange.
Congratulations, Kyle Kalinske.
It was a solid clip. It's the only solid clip I've seen from him in years.
He did mention us getting
his
censored.
stands, you guys. When I tweeted out yesterday that he finally did that, his stands were like DMing me. He's covered Assange like 6 times in the past couple of months, and I'm like, y'all, 7-minute videos where he's like just barely scratching the surface of the case is not impressive to me. Like, I'm sorry, that's just not impressive to me. So take your 6 videos and shove them up your ass until he actually does some decent coverage. Sorry. I'm not impressed.
It breaks my heart that the whole world doesn't know the story of fucking Claire Dobbins calling in sick on the 4th day of the second part of Julian's trial. Like that's like that coronavirus story with fucking dude doing cocaine, waking up in the wrong house.
We know you love that story, Andrew.
It's not as heartbreaking as the fact that people think that we actually have audits in our election.
That's fair too. That is very heartbreaking.
They actually think we have audits. Actually think we have audits.
So
I'm gonna go fix my hair and get myself a pistachio latte. I love you all, and yeah, that's all.
We love you, Pasta.
Good luck to us all. Steve Pokemon here with the rest of the crew. And somebody actually said, they wanted to see your reaction, Steve, if I called you Steve Pokemon.
He wants to be the very best.
I mean, welcome to 1993. You got plenty of time to catch up. The next 30 years are going to surprise you.
Yeah, and you're right. You lived a unique lifestyle. Nobody on this planet can fucking deliver the one-liners like you, baby. Nobody. I love you guys all. I'm going to go put water on my face and coffee in my mouth. I love you.
Hey, call me later. I got some
you.
shit I got to talk to you about.
Well, I have a question, too, because somebody got a forced-to-vote card and wants to know who it came from. So we'll talk about that after.
Later, Tater.
Love you guys. Bye, Misty. Hey, Misty.
Love you.
OH.
IO. Go Bucks.
Do we want to
Hello,
wrap up a little
Costa.
bit early today?
I mean,
I think we've talked about everything we have to talk about.
I mean, yeah, we could. I will say that I have seen over the past week or so, there was one tweet, I may have saved it. Support is definitely growing. I saw at least one girl tweet out, I've never said this before, but free Assange. And I've seen a couple of other tweets like that where people are like, you know, I've never really gotten much into this, but free Assange, whatever, whatever. So I think that support is growing. So don't be discouraged by Joe Biden continuing this nonsense. You know, if you've been paying attention, you knew that was coming. So just, you know, hold steady. We're going to have to get louder and crazier and, you know, force them to pay attention to us, which the easiest way to do is just by increasing our numbers. But, you know, we have to do whatever we have to do. And so
Fridays at 3 p.m. on the East Coast, noon on the West Coast, 8 p.m. in London, there's normally like a Twitter storm. Those have actually been pretty successful in raising at least awareness on the website. We're trying to take that into 3 dimensions. Please, if you are anywhere near Washington, D.C. or can get there on March 17th and 18th, join us. If you cannot, throw a party in your own neighborhood.
please.
We're
help
really
you
willing
find
to help you connect with other people that live around you to help put you guys together so that you can coordinate this. Please don't drag us into it. We're fucking busy, but we'll help you get started.
Yeah.
Really, like straight up, dude, it fucking doesn't take like but a moment to help you guys get started. And fucking we're definitely here for that. We are.
Yeah, I've told people I am 100% willing to try to find people who are in your area. I am 100% okay with doing that. I would love
working
to help
on
you.
a dating app.
I really am. Like, I don't even know, like, not an app, but I'm not good enough. Like, I'm not smart enough to know like how to set this up logistically and what the best way is to do it, whether it's through Discord or whatever it is. But even if you just tweet at me and say, hey, I live in Spokane, Washington, and I need to find other Assange supporters in my area. I mean, I don't have a massive Twitter following, but I have a decent Twitter following, and I can tweet that out. And I can try to find other people in your area, and people who follow me will retweet that as well. And so it kind of snowballs out, and we can help bring people together that way. I don't know how, seriously, I don't know the best way to go about it. I wish I was smarter about these things.
The simplest way we could modify, well, it's not even modify, we have it set up already, but add their group to the A4A Discord. Like we have North Carolina in there. I think Denver has one. Those kinds of things. So we can add them.
I did get some people hooked up with Kendra's group who messaged me or tweeted at me and said that they were from the Denver area. So that was big because that's obviously an already established group.
Yeah, I got to say I was like 3 hours behind you on that just because I hadn't caught up to my notifications yet. But yeah, when I did get back to that person, they were like, "Oh yeah, Misty, like blah blah, cool."
Yeah.
I've actually gotten an email already about.
We were all like we're having the same thoughts about this in order, like without communicating, and that makes me happy. It does. It makes me feel like we're all just sort of headed the right direction with this. Little synchronicities really fucking seal the deal for me in terms of whether or not I back something because I'm superstitious and trippy and fucking weird. But it helps. It really does. It really does.
Yeah,
that's fair.
So yeah, hit me up on Twitter. If you want to find more people who are Assange supporters in your area, hit me up on Twitter. I will try to help you the best that I can. If you just don't really know like how really to get involved or what you can do. I mean, I'm not like a genius organizer or activist, but I'm totally willing to, help you come up with ideas or a plan or something that you can do within your budget, within the amount of time that you have available to contribute to the cause. Like, we're here to help you. Like, you don't have to feel, like you're on your own or that, because I get it. Getting involved in activism, especially if it's kind of your first time really doing it, is really kind of overwhelming. It can be a little daunting. The thing that I've hated like in my entire time of being an activist is that the activism space can kind of feel like a club. It's like, oh, well, if you don't go to street events all the time, then you're not in the club, and then you feel awkward going to things, and it's like this whole...
Which is so weird because there's a whole class of activists that will never go anywhere near the streets because they're doing these high-profile events and shit like that. And then there's... It's... Look, man, we're trying to do what Julian Assange laid out at the end of Cypherpunk. So we're trying to secure some self-determination. We're trying to push back against the coming dystopia. And if we can't anymore, if it's too late for that, then we'll try to accelerate its self-destruction. And that's all we want from anyone in an activist. That's all.
Yeah,
like, I don't care. I don't care where you come from. I care whether or not you're working for a federal agency. But if you're sincere about it, you know,
feds can fuck off.
Yeah. I don't need to know your pedigree or what kind of book learning you had or whether or not you have the right credentials or any of that shit, dude. No.
Or whether or not you're polite or
I would prefer you be a little salty.
Yeah.
I would prefer you be a little less polite.
This is not the land of AOC where you have to be like an approved organizer to have your opinion heard. We don't give a fuck. All are welcome. Everybody. Left,
we'll
right,
take you
center,
loud
all
and
of
dirty.
you. Everybody is welcome to the Assange movement. There are no, like I said, feds can fuck off. But everybody else is welcome. Open arms. Come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have
we'll
no time
figure
for
all
that
the other
crap.
shit out after we secure some fucking first freedoms. We will. We can have policy conversations. We can talk about political ideology.
We can hate each other later. Let's just get our basic civil liberties back.
But we're doing this thing first.
Yes, we have to. We don't have a choice.
Let's
If we don't
open
have
the fucking door first. Like,
y'all, if we don't have free speech and free press, it doesn't like none of that other shit matters any damn way. Like, it doesn't matter. So we can hate each other over that stuff later. Seriously, I'm fine with that. If you want to hate, other people on the right for whatever reasons you want to hate them for, do that. But let's at least, for just this one thing, just this one time, let's come together and just get our civil liberties back. Let's do that. And then we can figure out the rest of this shit.
If your means isn't post-partisan, you're not going to be able to take down the massive national security state we have. You're not. Like, even if your ideal vision is something that's leftist or something that's on the right, you're not going to be able to get to it if you have the fucking surveillance state blocking the whole thing.
Yeah, and here's that tweet I found, y'all. Can you see it? Did it come up?
It's loading.
That's me.
Okay, so it's from Eliza Blue. She has a pretty big following. She has 35,000 followers on Twitter, and she said, "I've never said this before, but free Assange." So everybody, maybe go thank her on Twitter for speaking out for Julian Assange. That's the tweet I was talking about that I saw recently. That's a pretty good deal. So yeah, we need more of those. The bigger the accounts, the more eyes they have on their accounts, the better. And there's a cat behind me.
And
sorry.
make sure that you listen into Anonymous Bites Back tonight, because Rose McGowan, and also Eric Jackman, which I did not know. That I woke up this morning and I was tagged in a post saying that Rose McGowan was going to be out there because they announced it at the end of the thing, but I left. I was falling fucking asleep, dude. That was like a 6 goddamn hour show.
That was my bad. I was probably supposed to remind you about that.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of hours for a show,
bro. Like, and the first 3 were me yelling at that dude.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Fun times.
We don't have to agree on everything. We don't. We don't.
But
hey, there are people in the chat who I said that I would get them. Hold on. There are people in the chat who said that I told people that I would get them cypherpunks if they wanted it. Hit me up on Twitter. If you are willing to send me your address, I will 100% mail you a copy of cypherpunks if you want it. 100%, I'm willing to do that. So, Dina, I think it was on Twitter, or not on Twitter, in the chat. Send me your address. I will 100% send you a copy of that book. I'm not kidding. I will do that. Yeah.
Nice.
Everybody needs to read that book. It's a must read.
The other one, The World According to U.S. Empire, I would say is another must read. It's a dissection of Cablegate. Not that you can even dissect all of Cablegate,
Yeah,
but
that's massive.
it goes through literally country by country about what was revealed in relation to other countries, and it's just the history of the world that you never learned in high school.
There's also a fantastic book by Jeff Berwick and Charlie Robinson called The Controlled Demolition of the American Empire. And I would highly recommend that. But I would also encourage you to go buy the book and support Charlie because he's a friend. Yeah.
Hey, Redneck
And
Economics
Dave
is asking
Berwick got a
what
good book out now. Huh?
Steve,
Redneck
do you
Economics
have
wants
like
to know
an
what
ability to
Cyberpunks
get a
is.
hold of Rob Juno?
Do I have an ability to get a hold of Rob Juno?
Yeah, he wants
I
the
got
copy of
an
the book. But
email,
he doesn't do
I think.
Twitter. Okay, can you send him my email? I don't want to put it in the chat. Like everybody doesn't need to know my email.
Yeah. Hey,
so-
Rob, email me like now so I get it and see it again. I know I do have your email, but I have no idea. Like, it would take me a while to dig it up, and to expedite this process, we'll just do it this way.
He
Send me an
doesn't do
email, and
Twitter,
I'll shoot you
so-
Misty's email address.
So
Yeah.
Redneck Economics wanted to know what Cypherpunks was. So can you give kind of a synopsis?
Oh,
So back in 2012, Julian Assange had a show on RT called The World Tomorrow. And Cypherpunks was a couple of it's
there it is.
oddly not. It's like the family Bible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right there by the phone. Yeah.
Legit.
Just in case, fucking. But it is a conversation that was made out of 2 episodes with Jeremy Zimmerman, Jacob Applebaum, and what the fuck? What's his name?
Andy Mueller,
That's it, Muellerman.
and Jeremy Zimmerman. Or
Yeah.
it's
Mueller
some French
Mall.
pronunciation.
And Julian, and they were basically just laying out how the national security apparatus works, how people who are fighting back against it, like what happens to them, and it really, like, the book is just pulled from the conversations of those episodes. If you go to the Don't Extradite Assange website, they had a WikiLeaks lockdown playlist when the quarantining started last year.
Yeah.
It's a fucking cartoon we live in, guys. Jesus,
It really
H,
is.
God damn Christ, this is fucking silly.
All right, real quick, y'all.
But
real
all
quick,
of the
y'all.
episodes of that show are on the playlist. Go ahead. What, John?
Well,
Yeah, my computer's about to die, so I gotta hop off.
All right, fuck straight
Okay.
off, dude.
I love you, Glory Jones.
We love you, Jones.
Bye, Glory.
I do love Glory Jones.
You know what? I'll leave with that. Let me do it a couple more times, and then good
Really?
luck trying to share screen shit. Yeah. Bye guys.
Listen,
Love
Jones.
you. Peace.
She's like, just so you guys know, she's like raising her hand to speak in the
You'd actually have to have like Jitsi in order to really.
Yeah, but it's like a
understand it.
consistent notification that Glory Jones wants to speak.
And it renders all other notifications inoperable until it cycles all the way through.
She's a turd.
the other thing with cypherpunks, what a cypherpunk is someone who has learned the power of encryption and the ability to encrypt and decrypt information. And what that means in a nutshell is using the power of a computer to make a password, essentially, in so many words, that you can't just easily break. The whole theme of the book of cypherpunks is the fact that if you encrypt something, if you have a badass enough password, essentially, that there's no mechanism that currently exists to the human race that can break that password. The only way to do it is through torture, literally forcing the person to give you their password. And so a consistent theme that is laid out across cypherpunks is the fact that no amount of torture can break a password. Like no amount of physical force.
No amount of coercive force can solve a math problem.
Right. You can't use a gun to solve a math problem. You can use a gun to afflict a person that knows the answer, but
yeah, you can't aim a 50 millimeter cannon at a math problem and solve it.
Right.
Well, I mean, at the beginning of cypherpunks, it says cypherpunks advocate for the use of cryptography and similar methods as a way to achieve societal and political change. Founded in the early 1990s, the movement has been most active during the 1990s crypto wars and following the 2011 internet spring. The term cypherpunk, derived from cryptographic cipher and punk, was added to the Oxford Dictionary in 2006. So that is what a cypherpunk is.
And it's Jacob Applebaum from the Tor Project who coined the phrase "no amount of coercive force can solve a math problem," and it's fucking phenomenal. It really is. Having been an enemy of math before, I have tried to beat my head against a math problem, and it never worked. It never did.
Yeah, I'm terrible at math, fans. So if I could take a gun to some math, I would.
Right? I can word all right. You know.
Yeah, I can word okay. My brain doesn't do the math stuff.
Oh man, I got to teach my daughter, like she's obviously is young and in school, and I get to teach her math, and that's like the most exciting thing to me is to.
No, that's like the bane of my existence right now, isn't it?
It's so much fun. I love it
so much.
I can give you drug dealer math. I can give you circle of fifths on the guitar math.
No, I can't do that.
I'm about out.
Yeah.
I'm about out.
Yeah,
I do bookkeeping for a living. Like
but I can eyeball an ounce right now.
Yes, I can too. And I'll be pretty accurate. But I can't do the maths. You can keep your math. I got no time for it.
The only problem is the counterculture can't count.
What?
Huh?
I don't get it.
It's from a song.
I don't either. Oh. Steve, I'm surprised that with your job you don't do math better.
I mean, I do carpenter math, sure.
Okay.
But carpenter math and drug dealer math really aren't that different.
Right. That's fair. I could see that being pretty similar.
Yeah. I mean, you're still quartering things or breaking it down, breaking down in fractional increments. I mean, that's... And
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Aunt says, I can cook an 8-ball. All right then, Aunt. I don't think that's math, homie.
That's not.
That's chemistry.
That's not math. Yeah,
I don't think that's math.
No. I didn't.
Good try though.
Right? That's culinary. That's different. It's different. I'm more operated in the realms of magic when I got around an 8-ball because I would make it disappear. Yeah.
Oh, Glory says she's good at math. Glory
is good at math. Glory is fucking hella good at math.
You should take over homeschooling my kids in math. That would be great. Because I am not. Real talk. I don't know. Should I leave my kids with Glory though?
They'd come out calling everyone douche cunts and.
Leave your kids with Glory Jones.
Who do you think their mother is?
Yes.
Parents
of the world. Leave your children with Glory Jones. In fact, go find Glory, drop your kids off, and just split.
Right?
She's got it.
She's going to stab you.
No, I would trust Glory Jones with my kids 100%. Like, she can't fuck them up any more than I already am, right? I mean, it's fine. My goal as a parent is to fuck my kids up just enough so that they have like a biting sense of humor and a backbone.
See, I want my kids prepared who to blame when they go into counseling. Already knowing well in advance whose fault it is.
Right? It's not my fault.
My fault. It's probably my fault. Probably.
No, fuck that. It's their dad's fault. I'm blaming my husband.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and step out in front and just handle the blame, even if it's not my fault.
All right,
it's probably my fault. It's probably my fault. At least half.
I'll start a trust fund so that they can pay for their future therapy sessions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
Good parenting.
I don't have
Mom of the year.
So Are we good to wrap?
See, I always give myself ass smacks. I don't ever pat myself on the back.
Well, I can't really smack myself on the ass when I'm sitting on my
What do you mean,
ass.
man?
It's a little bit more difficult. You know.
I'll do it again.
I think you're enjoying that too much, Steve.
Woohoo!
It's not that kind of show, Steve. Come on now.
Is it really not that kind of show?
It kind of is. It
I'm
should
pretty
be,
sure
but here
that
we
over the
are.
last like 84 weeks, we've made it that show.
Probably.
Kind of, yeah.
We got.
I mean, we have Rob in the chat right now talking about marrying my balls. So, you know, Rob loves my balls.
Dude, Rob's like Rob is a low key pimp, man. He is, dude.
Yeah, I love
all
Rob.
the
Rob's the
lady,
best.
all the ladies love the wizard, and the wizard loves all the ladies.
Yeah,
That's how that works, man. Yeah, it's probably good
that's
to
the
be
way
the
it should
wizard.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably. I can imagine.
yeah.
He really did marry my balls though a few weeks ago. At least he said he did.
There was a ceremony.
Apparently, yeah. I mean, I wasn't
I'm
there
an
for it.
ordained minister. How come nobody calls me for that shit? Not that I have time in my schedule to perform your wedding, but you
Right?
know,
We could just do it. We could do it on a show.
the
you know.
offer would be nice,
We
Right?
could do it
I
in
hear
DC.
right?
I don't know if Rob's going to be in DC. Is Rob coming to DC?
We could do like an interim. It's 2021. We could have like him in like a live chat with,
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
doesn't have to be there in
Bring a
person.
monitor and a stand. Put a little bow tie on the
Yeah,
stand.
it's like how they try to make people go to the doctor nowadays. You know, the little Segway with a computer face on it.
Yes. Perfect. Oh, little wedding ceremony between Rob Juno and my balls. It's going to be great. So wholesome.
I would like to thank everybody for joining us.
This is the content you crave, bitches. It is.
Are we good?
Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
glad our chat sticks around. Okay, go, Andrew. Do it. Go.
You can find me on Twitter at Andrew Zigman. You can find us on Twitter at action_4 Assange. We got tons of call to actions up on our website. Please check them out. Please get involved. Please start planning your local Clover for Assange events. Get a hold of some friends, plan a block party, get a hold of us. We'll help you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for everyone that's donating. Thank you for everybody watching. That makes all this possible. We couldn't do it without you.
And I am Misty Winston. You can find me on Twitter at Sarcasm Stardust. I have another show called Facts on the Ground, which you can find on YouTube. You should probably be finding it on the Rockfin and also now on Odyssey. We are going to be interviewing long form later today, Steve Cox, who is a congressional candidate in California. So that'll be coming up. We'll probably post it either, depending on how long it is. If it goes really long, it might take a while for us to get it up. So either tonight, maybe tomorrow. I also just interviewed Jeff Melton from The Bitter Pill. I'm getting ready to publish that today. So we have a bunch of cool stuff getting ready to happen over there. The letter writing campaign is still ongoing. Again, I don't anticipate it making a huge difference, but it is a very quick and easy way that you can kind of help us. Even if like one intern happens to open one of these letters and, you know, it makes them think a little bit, then it's a win. And again, super easy, you know, just a couple paragraphs about why Julian Assange is important, why his case should be dropped or a pardon should be issued or whatever it is you want to ask the Joe Biden administration to do. If you can make it to DC, please come to DC. Would love to meet everybody in person and hang out. And we just really need bodies and voices, like more the merrier. And again, like Andrew said, if you can't come to DC, we're happy to help you figure out a way to organize in your own area. I'm happy to help you find people in your area who are also Assange supporters so that you're not going it alone. You know, whatever we can do to help you. We are all very busy, but we are willing to do whatever we can to help
And
you
I
guys.
think Tuesday we're going to bring Alex Hills back in to go through international events. So this is when, like, in the next few days, like I can't stress it. Like, if you are in any way, shape, or form inspired to go and do your own event because you can't make it to DC, reach out to us between now and Tuesday's show so we can use this platform to announce it to other people that you're throwing an event and they need to be there.
Yes. And like, let us know anyways, because I can tweet that out. I can boost your event and try to get more people to show up to it. Yeah, if you're going to organize, make sure you get in touch with us somehow, some way, so that we can, you know, get your event listed on the Candles for Assange Twitter and the Facebook page, so that I can tweet it out and try to get some traction that way for your event. So yeah, and we are always willing to help. It may take us a little while to get back to you. We all do have really super crazy schedules, but we will do whatever we can to help you with that. So yeah, just get in touch with us. Thank you to everybody who's donating so that we can get to DC. That's a huge help. You guys have no idea how helpful that is to us to be able to perform these actions. We will never ask you for money unless we are planning to do some kind of on the ground action. So just know that that money is being well spent, and that we are doing the best that we can while we are doing these events in DC, and if we go other places at some point too. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks, guys.
So I'm Steve Poikinen, regardless of what the chat or Pasta Jardula says. I have a show called Slow News Day, and you should be watching it on the Rock Fin. Let's see. I'm not sure who the guest tomorrow morning is, because I haven't been able to confirm with Corey Morningstar. So it'll either be Corey Morningstar or Garland Nixon. Johnny Axum will be on tomorrow afternoon. That's going to be a hell of a show, because I haven't talked to him for a while, and we're going to butt heads over what is and isn't free speech. And that guy has a vein in his forehead that gets like that far out when he's in the moment. So that'll be a fun little experiment.
Oh boy.
I have a lot of good shit going on with the show. There are changes in the works, and it's gonna be everywhere. Slownewsdayshow.com is the website. We do have a Discord that you can come and hang out in and bullshit and drop fucked up memes, and nobody will judge you. It's a lovely place. But yeah, thanks to everyone in the chat. Thanks to everyone who supported. If you can't donate to the GoFundMe, please share the link, because that shit really, 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 really helps. We are at $1,600. We're over a third of the way now. That is fucking incredible, and thank you guys so much. Thanks Sleepy Josh on the ones and twos, and my co-hosts, and we'll see you guys soon. Good luck to us all.